I personally refuse to play anything horror-related. The freaking Lyak in Abiotic Factor is enough to spike my... Oh, really? Oh, no. I'm sorry, Leafin. I didn't realize. I feel a bit bad now about all the times me and Nine were tricking you into experiencing it. I apologize, buddy. All right. Right, enough shitty chatter. So, this is Ostranauts, everyone. We are going to be making a character. We are going to be... can we click new game? The menu loop is somewhat or not. Yeah, no, actually, Hoabin, that was exactly what was going through my mind. As much as I'm down to preamble a little bit more, this menu loop is kind of unpleasant. It is not a chill place to hang out. Right, let's go ahead and go clonk. So, I don't know when this version came out, but it added quite a few new things. I've not really experienced them, so we're going to be going into the black together. We will find out what there is to find out alongside one another. Hopefully, it's not too terribly frightening. Gameplay tip. Pressing X toggles a damage tooltip at the cursor. This allows you to quickly identify damage and worn out parts, even if they are hidden under other items. Marvelous. Cargo trading, yeah. It was about a month and a half ago, the last major update. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. All right. So yeah, you know the cassette futurism? I would go as far as to say this... Think of the kitschiest kitsch from Cyberpunk and apply it here into a more alien-esque landscape. Holy crap, this is weird. Yes, it is. All right, so this is our character, apparently, Ashley Correa. We're going to change that name because I'm not going to be able to say that surname. It's no longer an... This game is sort of, well, very much like Neo Scavenger. A lot of things kind of toe the line between choose your own adventure and any other genre. In this case, it's a real-time sort of simulation genre. But it's no longer an illegal alien. Grew up on K-Leg, has a body that has been developing and degrading in micro-G for decades, has lived without environmental regulation of circadian rhythms, has lived life largely passed in limited sunlight and shadow. No longer has grown up without the benefit of a magnetosphere to limit radiation exposure. So we've just gained and lost a bunch of different traits. No longer is physically weaker than most. So basically, we just went through a rapid aging up process, and this is the consequence of that. It is no longer physically easier to harm than most. No longer digests food more slowly than most. No longer has permanently lowered amount of circulating blood. No longer has permanently weakened immune systems. No longer has trouble falling asleep and staying asleep. No longer is tired more easily by exertion. No longer has permanent vision impairment. So it's gone through a bunch of things and then added a bunch of things. So the long and short of it is we are born and bred in space, okay? Belter loader. We are from the belt. Those filthy inners don't know what it's like out here. We have not got a body that would be able to survive over there. That's the long and short of it. Right, let's... Here's a glimpse at all of the random faces we can have. We can be a little bit more creative if we want to. Pom pom pom. Oh, good lord. Was that a double barrel sternum I just saw? Sharif Lopez. Are we gonna... Oh, Mokken has already got a name in game. I need a surname. Who wants to be Mokken's surname? We're a bit of a mess. Yeah. That's what happens when you're out in 0G for too long. We'll go with Manufer. Mokken Manufer. I love it. Okay. Don't worry, there will be plenty of other things that we can name. So any other names that drop in to the naming game will probably get in. All right, you know what? We'll change things up. All right, we're done. So switch to Korea kiosk. All right. How loud is that music, by the way, compared to me? We're not even out of character creating. We've met an Eldritch Horror. Not loud at all. Good. It's fine. Perfect. All right. The Timiwa MedTech takes a glance at your chart, then at your body, then back at your chart. Immunosuppressed, low bone density, hypovolemic standard condition for a young spacer on K-Leg station. Born and raised as you were in the weak microgravity of 33-kilometer asteroid. Doc says the insomnia is catching up with you. It's chronic around here, something likely caused by radiation and a lack of sunlight. Your eyes work well enough for now, but they're still bad and they're getting worse. 18 years old and rapidly approaching middle age. Your muscles are feeble by Mars standards. They wouldn't even stand a chance on Earth. No shit, you say. You're no Earther. You never will be. We aren't no inner. Puh. Filthy inners. The heart monitor beeps and then beeps again. The board tech scribbles a few notes and grants your work permission. Healthy enough to strip hulls in the Boneyard, despite everything. Fine with you. Closer to ships, after all. And you're going to get one. New biological father, Adam Christopher Gross. Criminal from New Cal, Venus. New biological mother, Lydia Correa. Pirate from the Tharsis Landing, Mars. God damn it, our parents were inners. Oh, we can't let anyone know this. Oh, they look like inners too. They look suspiciously... oh. So, how likely is it that siblings separated at birth, brought up in on different planets, would somehow come together once again without knowing? I'm just asking. Why do I hear banjos, Aavak? God damn it. They even have the same hairstyle. Why? All right. Weirdly high. All right. So, our net worth is 101 space dollars. This is our career summary. We're 18 years old. Our home world is K-Leg. This is the station around Ganymede. Now we can do a couple of things. We can review our resume. Review our choices so far. We haven't made any. We can seek a ship. Just straight out the gate at 18 years old. Just go and search for our fortunes. Get into debt to buy a ship and then be off. I believe that currently we are able to hear things that most people wouldn't because we are young and thus our hearing is good. That won't last much beyond 18 or 19. As you age, your body becomes, well, it ages with you. It becomes better in certain aspects, weaker in others. You will tend to become stronger for a little while, and then it'll sharply decline after that. We've got a couple of options. We can work on some of our skills. We can save some money. Lie low to avoid trouble and tighten your belt to pocket some cash. Work on traits. Lie low to invest time in changing your personality or physical traits, either adding or removing one trait. We can work on skills to give ourselves some skills. There are many skills in this game that act kind of like a filter. If you have the skill, then you've got different options available to you. If you don't have the skill, then you just don't have it, and those options won't appear in the choose-your-own-adventure kind of events that pop up from time to time. Go to Mars, they said. You'll get a new life, they said. They never said it would be a better one. That is very true. Tiny Goliath, very true. I think the first thing we're going to do is we are going to work on traits, because we've got a bunch of kind of gnarly traits. As the world around you rages, you spend time cultivating your inner garden. You do a deep dive of the old Earth archive and find there are an infinite wealth of resources to aid your quest to become a better you. Psychological journals, religious texts, self-help books, how-to manuals, poetry, novels, an entire world of self-improvement available to anyone with the discipline to achieve it. It will take time, but time is something you have. What will you change about yourself? Chat, do any of you feel called out right now? We're coming up to that, you know, that whole New Year's point where many people think, I'm going to make a resolution. Like, has ever helped them before? Like they will suddenly find the discipline from the ether because they decided it on this specific day at this specific time. If you were going to make that change, you would have already been making that change. This is so unrealistic. Nobody has improved themselves by going on the internet, ever. Okay, so we have got a lot of things, and there are a couple here that are pretty rough. We start largely with negative traits. We've got sharp hearing, but we'll lose that once as we age, very quickly too. We've got unfit. We tire more easily. Visually impaired. Oaken has permanent vision impairment. We've got a slow metabolism. We digest food more slowly than most. We are immunosuppressed. We've got a permanently weakened immune system. We are also micro-G hypovolemic. Now this one is probably, while every pip here is a year it will take to fix. So to become gregarious, it would take us 3 years of work. Of working on ourselves, toiling in our inner garden, bringing it to perfection so that we could become gregarious or a genius, so on and so forth. Fragile, though, would only take 1 year to fix. Feeble would take 2 years to fix. Micro-G hypervolemic is actually really bad because it affects something that affects everything else. Moken Manifer has a permanently lowered amount of circulating blood. This will cause them to tire faster, it will cause them to pass out easier, they have less resistance to G-forces. So we're going to spend the first year of our adult working life just, you know, keeping our head low, working on our day job, just getting enough money to get by, and focusing on somehow improving the amount of circulating blood we have. I mean, just regular exercise, working on our cardiovascular system, maybe some supplements, that sort of stuff. So we're going to pop that one off. There we go. Right, I can no longer hear things that most others do not. And Moken no longer has a permanently lowered amount of circulating blood. Do we want to work on another trait? I'm okay with that if we want to. You want a very if you want a very natural way of gaining traits that is also more time efficient, although largely random, you can go adventuring. I know how to do that, Gearsmore. I don't need the backseat pass on that one. Thank you, though. That is what we're going to do after working on traits. There are plenty of traits that just will never happen. You can't fix micro-G hypovolemic through Seek Adventure. Yeah, we can also take on negative traits. Merry Christmas, Virid Ether. Gotta eat the livers of your childhood bullies. I see. That actually probably lines up with quite a lot of things. Do we want to work on more traits, or do we want to start seeking adventure? We're going to seek adventure for a little while until I'm relatively happy, but my goal is to seek a ship whilst we're still in our 80s. Sorry, in our 80s, god damn. We would be dead. In our 20s. like we would have been dead in our 60s long ago. The average lifespan of a spacer is like 60. We could get rid of immunosuppressed. I mean, later, like after character creation, I don't know of ways to do it. Adventure in the 80s, one can dream. We'll work on one more trait, and then we're just going to be seeking adventure until I'm ready to seek a ship. So the question is, do we want to get rid of something or add something? A decent amount of traits can be found, and skills, by seeking adventure. Seeking adventure is very random, but quite powerful. Whereas if you kind of pay, because seeking adventure always takes 1 year, no matter what you get from it. And you can get negative things as well. And you can get a lot of things all in one go. But if you want specific control over your character, then you pay with time, and you can be very precise with working on skills or working on your traits. Working on traits may be better done after adventuring. I mean, if you want to min-max, yeah. If you want to min-max your characters, then the best way to do it is to see what you get randomly in the first couple of Seek Adventures, and then shore that up with training, and then leave. But that is precisely why I do it the opposite way. Yeah, in general, I hate min-maxing. I agree with that sentiment, Buttersray. Is there a trait that will reduce your aging? No. That I'm aware of, anyway. I'm not aware of that. Vision impaired is Goblin Menace's vote. Anyone else have a strong feeling on this? Imagine spending 3 years to become obtuse. Kind of, yeah. Get rid of fragile, then aging, it's fixable in-game with drugs. Then again, it's fixable in-game with drugs. Oh, is it? What could go wrong with being a masochist while being immunosuppressed? No. Frodato says charismatic. That's a 3-year train, but okay. You know what? Sure, let's go with charismatic. There we are. So we are now charismatic. From this point on, we're going to mostly seek adventure. I may reserve the possibility of going for skills because I want to be able to showcase the game, and there are some abilities which really open it up, and I think will really capture a lot of people's interest. So if we don't manage to get those skills through seek adventure, I might just tack it on with work on skills. So like I said, we don't want to be too old. Like, reality is for a space. I realize that some people in chat are gonna age and turn to dust and blow away in the wind when I say this, but 30 is bloody ancient for a spacer. You are a venerable elder. Your body is growing weak. You're not long for this world. Leave it. Screw you. Right, let's go and seek adventure. Zooey! A woman calls. You stop what you're doing, mouth dry. So do the dozen or so other day workers in the cramped dormitory. A silver class econopartment in ASC barracks. That's the signal for from the next pod over. They're coming. Outside the door and up the access corridor, you hear the clatter of mag boots marching in double time. A half dozen of your neighbors flee through the back door. Moments later, you hear a series of sharp cracks and screams. Shocker rounds, you hope. You've got a moment to act. What do you do? You've got nothing to hide. Bluff, hide in an air vent, or fake a pressure alarm. Now, I know which one I would go for, but I want to see where chat is at. I'm going to take a rough guesstimate. This is a choose our adventure, not choose my adventure. This is our adventure, chat. Got 3, 4, about 4 for the alarm, 2 for bluff, 5 for the alarm. Okay, it looks like pressure alarm is the big one. That's also the one that I would go for generally. On some stations, hackers are monitored with the same vigilance as states seeking nuclear capabilities back on old Earth. Do they have the technology needed to perform a cyber attack? Do they have the motivation, the skills, the opportunity, the support network? This is a good example of why such precautions exist. It's the work of 10 seconds to isolate the corridor the IOSEC are advancing down. It's 3 keystrokes to trigger a vacuum alarm. You hear the thuds as the bulkheads close, trapping them inside. By the time the sysop can untangle the mess you leave behind, the raid will be neutered, by social embarrassment if nothing else. Some of your dorm mates take advantage of the confusion to slip away, hopefully to a less policed area of the station, if such a thing exists in the barracks. We are now skilled in hacking and a genius. Yes, we triggered an Aavak alarm. That's actually pretty amazing. So we've got a free skill in hacking and genius. I believe that is something like 5 years worth of training we just got in one go. Now, bear in mind, we got no money, and we want money for what's going to come when we click this. So while that was great for our personal development, it was not great for our wallet. Remember, chat, never leave Dark Aavak in charge of the Enviro systems. Space Station 13 teaches us this. I would like to believe that at least a couple of people new players of Space Station 13 on one of the many servers that I've played on over time have been taken under the wing of a veteran player and taught the do's and don'ts and the little things that they need to watch out for. Always watch for the flashing lights on the Enviro alarms, because carbon dioxide is a silent killer. And by the time you realize, it's too late. And then you've got to worry about the things that the alarms aren't tracking. And then you've got to worry about whether the reason why those alarms aren't making the usual sounds is because the AI turned them off. Good things. I really hope that I have been the cause of at least one veteran player saying, hey, let me teach you how to not die to a new player, and then just reveals something that caught them once. That would make me happy. That would be a good legacy. Damn, have I missed Aavak playing Space Station 13? I've never played it on stream. I kind of feel that streaming Space Station 13, that's just going to lead to shenanigans. And it used to be that the admins on most SS13 servers really didn't like streamers actively streaming. They were fine with people recording, but streaming tended to mess up the game in progress, because if someone was watching the stream, they could be influencing the game. But I played it a lot. And I, whenever possible, took on the role of a humble atmospherics technician. And then I just left it to chance whether I was a traitor or not. You know what? If I get the mission of make sure that you're the only one to escape, you're the sole survivor of the station. It was good times, very good times. Right. Anyway, seek adventure. Hulks of blackened metal loom all around you as you ride the labour barge out to the Boneyard. The barge is so overloaded today, they've got some of you clinging to the cargo web full of locked crates. Crates with emergency supplies they'll, no doubt, deduct from your pay if you dare have an accident. But the armed guard's back is turned. Okay then, chat. What are we going to go for? Hack the lock, cut a hole in the crate, mislabel a crate, or report poor security to Iotama. Now, one thing to be aware of. Unless an option says risk. So, in these events, if you don't have a skill to do something, it won't show up. But if something shows up, you either have a skill to use it, and in those cases, it'll quite often be a risk. It'll have risk and then the option, showing that because of your skill, you can do like an advanced action, but there's a chance that it'll fail or a chance it'll succeed. But generally speaking, if it's like an option like this, you will gain something from doing it. So, for example, if we didn't have hacking, hack the lock would still be here, and choosing it would probably give us skill in hacking, along with other things. And so the hack the lock here isn't showing up because we've got skilled in hacking. It's an option like changing the pressure alarm was there, even though at that point we didn't have a hacking skill. We are writing the story of what our character is capable of by choosing what they do in every adventure. Got a lot of people going for a mislabel, it looks like. Is this just Carolinus in a different universe? Well, I mean, no, not with those glasses. Well, actually, mate, I don't know. No, probably not. So we're not learning so much as we're discovering. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. It's kind of like the way that I quite often approach RPG characters. The first like couple of hours that I'm playing a new RPG with a fresh character, I'm learning who that character is based on what options I take. I'm not gaining skills by taking those options. I'm discovering who that character is, and they then form the foundation of how I make that character's decisions moving forward in an RP way. Yes, there can be dangerous options that aren't labeled as such, Fiery. Yes, that's true. Okay. Leafin, do you want to take a consensus? Give me an idea of roughly where people lie? I think it's between mislabel and report, but I can't decide. So I need another pair of eyes. You think you saw more mislabel, then mislabel it is. Some less scrupulous scrap bosses run smuggling on the side, using the labour barge as a cover to ferry crates out to buyers. You're willing to bet a mislabeled crate might put it somewhere you and your buddies could get to unseen, once the barge reaches the site. But when you get back to station, the site manager finds your team for the missing cargo. To make matters worse, one of your brilliant co-conspirators forgot where the stashed loot. You make them buy the crew a bottle of vodka and let the fuck-up be the running joke of the evening as the three of you cruise the corridors of the OE. New friend, Sophia Cortez, I guess, shipbreaker from K-Leg. New friend, Catherine Nee Little, another shipbreaker from K-Leg. Nice. We got two new friends. We are skilled in street etiquette, and we are a leader. That is a very good skill to pick up. Free leader is a big bump for us. Okay, we're 24. Still happy to seek adventure. She's a real beauty. The Testudo Heavy Lifter 448, and it's with confusing mix of honor and dismay that you're contracted to take her apart. On day 4 of the break, you're welding through a wall compartment when something catches your eye. You snap off the torch and take a closer look. Your breath catches the sight. A Miura intake regulator, the apex of the defunct company's technical achievements. Today, one of the rarest aftermarket parts in the game. It's probably on the other markets too. Popular on other markets too. Maybe Ayatemiwa doesn't need to know about this. I can smash it and feel alive. Notify Ayotemiwa corporate, smuggle it through the black market, and bribe your boss and split the profits. Now, I know what I would take given this option. But I would like to see what chat chooses. Bribe, take it, bribe, smuggle it. I like how it's referenced as a part in the game. Smuggle it. I guarantee, well, it's like, a major player in the game. It's kind of like that, not as in the game, fourth wall. Smuggle, bribe, smuggle, smash, bribe, smash, blah, 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 blah. I think it is between... There is nothing that would make me feel alive. Oh, Demon Works. You need a hug. Snuggle it. Do you need a snuggle, Demon Works? Do you want to snuggle the Miura intake regulator? I won't tell anyone. Okay, I think it's between smuggle and bribe. So I'm going to make the call on this one, and I'm going to go with smuggle. Because I feel that DemonWorks needs a snuggle, and this is closer to that than bribing the boss. Though maybe bribing the boss could lead to a snuggle, but we're not going to go down that route. Also, this is the one that I would have picked. So since it's kind of even between them, we're going to go with this one. The reason why I did that, although this comes with a consequence, we now have a contact on the black market, which is very good, because if you don't have a contact with the black market, it's hard to sell them things, because you got to develop that contact in game. So starting with that contact is quite nice. It's all too simple. Strip the part out, hide the RFID tag amidst the wreckage, chuck it on the garbage sled. When the sled reaches overflow processing, the junkyard of junkyards as the locals would have it, someone sufficiently bribed will find the part, remove it, edit the log, and reroute it back into the hands of one of K-Leg's many fences. You get a finder's fee and a fortnight of prudent paranoia, which soon subsides. Such is life. New contact. Leanne Fisher, criminal from K-Leg, and new enemy, Young Mahoney, law enforcement officer. God damn it, Mahoney is on to me. Bloody Mahoney. Got a little bit of cash as well. So, that's building up our money, because we do need it. We're actually quite bad at the moment. Never snuggle the boss. I mean, I'm not going to say it's never worth it, but I'm going to say it makes life a lot more complicated. And sometimes that's not worth it. I think the best way to view life, the best metric to measure any decision is how much extra complication it's going to add to your life going forward, or how much complication it's going to remove from your life going forward. And generally, you should always choose the options that are going to simplify things. Right, we're 25. I'm okay with stopping shy of like 28, 27. The type of complication is relevant, yes, because you can simplify your life to the purest, truest, most pristine form of dead. All the complications are gone now, and you are that much closer to the blissful state of absolute entropy. We're going to choose Seek Adventure. So yes, you are right. The type of complication is important. Try not to oversimplify your life in that sense. Shady deal. You're approached by a co-worker who has developed a less than legal method for making cash on the side. Apparently, they have been tagging high-value salvage as junk in the system for the last 6 weeks. After the false tag, they leave the part on board the derelict and sell the location to the highest bidder. This scheme always involves the complacency of the breaker doing the final sweep, and today, that happens to be you. The piece in question? A busted reactor, and you know it will fetch a pretty penny on the black market. It's a big take, if you can pull it off, but there are risks. So, we can report it to Ayotimiwa, instigate violence, backstab them, gather intel for the cops, or, because we have street smarts, we can join the scheme. Now, this is a risk. It could go badly. Eat? I don't see it. What? Eat? Guffin, I think you're playing a different game. Risk it for the tea biscuit. You know what, Iron Bar, I mean, there's more people in favor of risking anyway, but even if they weren't, the fact that you phrased it like that means I would have clicked it. The plan is a good one, but hell if you're going to be the one left holding the bag. You keep a digital record of the false tags as insurance to guarantee you get your cut. Sure enough, the ringleader tries to squeeze you when it's time to pay up. You use the evidence to blackmail them for a larger share, and more importantly, you get out clean. Skilled in street etiquette. 4,500? Oh my god, that is stupid money for us. That is the payday we were waiting for. Okay, so let me clue you in. There is something that we kind of want when we start the game to get. It makes the game a lot easier, but often I do not have anywhere near the funds to get it, so the beginning of the game is a bit harder. And that is a legal license to salvage, and that costs 5,000 space bucks to get that license for 24 hours. That has almost got us enough money whereby we will be able to go and salvage with a clean conscience without the law getting involved. That was so many biscuits. Oh my goodness. That was actually wild. Absolutely wild. We gained nothing, but a stupid amount of money. Okay. Another Seek adventure. Occupational hazard. Midway through scrapping yet another hulk, the cockpit of your allotted salvage pod lights up with red telltales. Suddenly, you're under thrust as one of the engines sends you spiraling away from the hulk's orbit into the black. It's unresponsive, and nobody has the fuel to come save you. You're expendable. If you want to live, it's up to you. We can hack the engine, we can take the stick, we can jerry-rig the engine, or we can troubleshoot the engine. I can see 1 take stick, 2 jerry-rigs, 1 troubleshoot, another for jerry-rig, another for troubleshoot, another for take the stick, another for take the stick. I'm new to this game. Is 24 hours long enough to be profitable? It's real time unless you speed it up. So yeah, it's plenty of time to be profitable. Take the stick, troubleshoot. I think ultimately it comes to jerry-rig and troubleshoot, and I think more people are in favor of troubleshoot. Leafin, would you agree with that? I need another pair of eyes. Again, this is quite a tough one to call. And there is no way I'm doing a poll, because we would be here for a million years. I think troubleshoot. Okay. Troubleshoot it is. Oh, this. It's a known issue on the Testudo Alpha series. You've just got to reroute power through the axial breakers to trigger an interrupt request from the thrust control module. At the same time, as you hit the manufacturer's security keys, and yep, simple. Luckily, this happened to you. Someone else might have been in serious trouble. Your manager is impressed you escaped without damaging the rig. In a rare display of generosity, they offer you a bonus to your weekly pay. That was actually a chonky bloody bonus too. 850. Plus, we are now skilled in spaceship piloting. That is our salvage license paid for up front. Not gonna lie, chat, I'm kind of impressed with this. This is stupid good money. At this point, I would say... Go Smoke, thank you so much for the sub to Leafin. That's incredibly kind of you. Diolch yn fawr. Super kind of you. But what I was going to say, I mean, I've said that wasn't what I was going to say, but then I noticed it. I would be okay with seeking one adventure for 1 more year, but actually seeking a ship, because that's going to take a year. Well, it could take a year if we don't get a good ship. At 27, so basically wrapping things up at 28 is a good age to wrap things up. Together chat our legendary Ostranauts player, yes. We can review our resume right now. We're a young adult, that's good, being still a young adult. Charismatic, a genius, a leader. Wow, okay. Usually, chat, did we isekai? I feel we might have isekai. This is going to go out. Feeble, fragile, immunosuppressed, okay, no, we're coming back to reality. Slow metabolism, unfit, visual, oh yeah, no, okay, yeah. That seems about fine. There. Skilled in spaceship engineering, spaceship piloting, street etiquette, zero-G operations, skilled in hacking, and system traveler. There's one last thing I wouldn't mind taking. Now sometimes this comes up in secret. There are lots of secret ventures, by the way. There are lots of them and lots of different ways you can go through them. I'm a little bit unhappy with not having skills with EVA. Drax just mentioned it. Yeah, no EVA suit skill. We could work on skills to get that. Because without EVA suit skills, if we have an EVA suit and we are going to want to get one, everything we do in it is going to be worse. I'm not sure how long it takes to get the skill, but it's probably going to be a 2 or a 3 year. Or a 1 year if we can get the adventure. But I don't think it's a rough one. We can learn can you actually learn the EVA suit skill on the job? Oh, you do you? Oh, well, in that case, you know what? Sure, then we'll just start out with that. You know, we can't be a superhuman. That would make the character boring. Very slowly, but yes. Oh, that's good enough then. Well, actually, okay, so for those who know, is it how many years does it take to get the skill? Because once I've selected this, I'm locked in. Does anyone know how many years it takes to pick up the skill if I just want to train it? Because if it's like a 3-year skill, then I'll just seek ship. But if it's a 1-year skill, I wouldn't mind it. Please, good sir, help me fall asleep like you always do. Your voice always calms me down. Read death. I will do my best. I hope you have a fantastic sleep, mate. As I said to someone earlier, I will do my level best not to fill your dreams with engorged goatman phalluses. I can't promise that won't happen because I am playing this game, but I will do my best to try and avoid that consequence. Chat, does anyone know how many years it takes to learn that skill? Or anyone have the ability to? To find out, that is. I think there's more than one, but I can go look. Tiny Goliath, if you could look, that would be fantastically appreciated. Akalon, booting up the game now to check. Thank you. Checking wiki now. Ah, this is marvelous. I'm outsourcing the acquisition of knowledge to chat. Nothing could possibly go wrong with this. Free labor, woo! Trust chat, trust it. Okay, you do raise a valid point. Clearly, we should go on one more adventure while we check. Sure, okay. Well, we'll do one more adventure while we wait. Oh, God. Queen of Diamonds on the river. Matches up nicely with your ladies. Turns your two-pair into a full house. Huang, the guy who got you into this game, is out. The ancient Nigerian shipping magnate folds. The suit, who you guess is an off-duty military contractor by her demeanor, folds. It's just you and the high roller. And he's been trailing for a while now. Tell you what, he says, smiling faintly underneath his mirror shades. Let's make this interesting. He tosses a command key for a starship onto the table. The other players go from quiet to deadly still. His only out was the inside straight draw from the straight flush. And surely he wouldn't bluff with something so valuable, right? $3 for an EVA suit. I won't bother. No thanks, fold. Cheat, grab the key and run, or calling him on a technicality. Got quite a few people for fold. Fold it is. Folding a full house is never easy, but the game continues, and you still walk away with a decent cash reward at the end. We got 900. I mean, calling him on a technicality. Technically correct is the best form of correct, yes. But there we are. All right. Could have gotten the ship. You can win it, but it's you've got to have the right skill for it. And it's a 50% chance. To have gotten the right skill, we would have needed to call him on a technicality, and that would have gained us the gambling skill, and then we would have needed that event to roll around again, or to have taken the gambling skill first. Yeah, that didn't take a year. We're still 27, which is kind of weird. Did not all of them take a year? We are also quite rich, yeah. I mean, okay, we'll seek adventure again. You're drinking at the local watering hole after your shift when you see the unicorn. They're the scion of an Iotamiwa executive, sneaking out to rub shoulders and bump uglies with the common folk. You wince as they try to pay for their round in yuan. Is that yuan or wan? It's dollars for the likes of us, friend. If you're careful and lucky, they could be an opportunity. Start a riot, pick their pocket, just mug them, risk, hack them, get them drunk, or seduce them. Seduce. Seduce with that face? Sure. Seduce, hack, 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 seduce, hack. Get them drunk, seduce. Okay, I'm going to say that more people are in favor of seducing them, sure. You catch their eye across a crowded bar. A held gaze, a quirk of the brow that they can't see under these glasses. That's all it takes. You're that good. It's a crying shame you scrape spaceships for a living. Sure, it's a quintessential hustle, and to their credit, they're savvy enough to realize it. But it's not like it's slave labor. There's an inner system thing. 6 months, then a year, time flies by in comparative luxury. Oh, sorry, that's an inner system thing. In the end, they're forced to break it off for an arranged marriage to another Ayotimiwa family. But you'll always have Paris, the only cafe on the asteroid. New ex-lover, Brooklyn Castaneda, manager from Namdia Asakiwi. Okay. Oh, that's K-Leg, yeah. Skilled in cooking, skilled in dance. Beautiful. We became more beautiful. That's how good we are. Marvelous. The creature on our head has become beautiful. It's time for the ship now, though. Seek ship. Okay. So, a small shuttle. You happen across a seller trying to offload a Testudo Dream. It's a small shuttlecraft used to ferry passengers in local space. It's not pretty, but it has life support, thrusters, and even a few jump seats, if you have friends you don't like so well. Might be just what you need to escape the daily grind as a shipbreaker. Ogiso's register has given this vessel an OSR of moderate, indicating that it is legal for sale, but does not possess ship systems beyond basic travel and life support. Oh god, that mortgage payment though. It's a decent size, however. That is something that's going for it. It is a good sized ship. Yeah, it's actually a decent sized ship. It's got 2 RCS, no torch drive. It's a hefty mortgage, but I kind of like it. That is a good size on it. That is a very good size. $2.3K is easy money though, yeah. Though, one thing to be aware is that the mortgage is due per shift. That's per 6-hour stint. You've got 6-hour shifts, and that is per shift. All right, take the ship. You're now the proud owner of the Testudo Dream, and you can now reach some of the outer derelicts beyond the watchful eye of the Yardmasters. Now that you're on your own terms, your next move is up to you. Maybe score a valuable part or two for resale or reuse, pull down a platinum tier payout on a gig, or maybe even discover a ship discarded before its time. Whatever the case, it beats sweating in a suit all day for someone else's profit. Time to get out there and find your future. We made a chat. We are no longer the primary bread earner in someone else's household. We are working for ourselves. We are now an entrepreneur. Okay. And not only that, we can dance. Blessed life. We can also name drop a corporate manager. That's kind of cool. Right, so this is our history, basically. And submit. Okay, this is us. It is all done from top down. This is K-Leg. That is our ship right down there. Out here is the regolith. We're basically on the side of an asteroid. The cold vacuum of space is waiting to greet us. Let's not get too friendly with the cold vacuum of space. Not just yet, anyway. We are now a ship captain. We have many things that we need to do. This is where we're currently starting. We've got a little apartment in here. Mokken Manufer is strikingly attractive. Right, unpause the world. Press the spacebar to unpause the world. There you go. Find objective target. Thunk. Click this objective box to focus on the objective target. Right, click on nearby power switch to turn her on. Toggle power. Click your portrait or press I to open your inventory. Place your nearby clothes on your character in the inventory screen. Okay. Donk. Oh, we've got a clean jumpsuit as well. Wow. I'd also like to pop these on. Make sure you put your shoes on the right feet. Putting them on the wrong feet gives you blisters. It's not pleasant. Now, we've got a PDA. We can do all sorts of things. You can have a look at our goals over here. This is our home of the PDA, our inventory, past the ferry app, gigs, Nexus. I would need to subscribe to the Pro Gig Nexus. Offer elements including but not limited to participate. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure if I can get that. I've never actually worked out how to do it. We can see the world. This is the power display showing us how energy is moving around the station and indeed in our ship. This is the installing, hull and all of that kind of stuff. Roster. I can decide when I sleep, when I don't. Whether I'm allowed to disembark the ship, when I'm being autonomous, all that kind of stuff. Cancel that. Power viz off. You can press X to see the general state. This is not good, actually. The station is falling apart. Station is not in a good place. Morning, everyone. Did I miss anything important? Asks Maximilianus. Yeah, Tiny Goliath has it right. We're just started after 19 minutes of building our character. Right, so our next objective is to go over here. We have got a Trenches Nacho Fiesta in our hip pocket. The Future Foods Trenches TM is a space food staple renowned for its long life and unique flavor. The packaging is a biosolid, which is just as technically edible as the contents. This one is styled Nacho Fiesta, though it's hard to imagine anything less like a fiesta than its contents. Right, now, a couple of things to know about this room. There is lots of things going on. There's a toilet. You can interact with most things in the world. There's the sink over here. There are something to be very aware of. There are beds here. And there are bins. Lots of things here have stuff in them. And it is well worth you paying attention to that early on. Right, I want to look at our glorious, beautiful face for our for any late joiners. Look at that beautiful face. That is us. So beautiful. Right. Okay, so we need to go over here. This is our pressure suit. Oh, we got a tote bag. Nice. Then we will put the pressure suit in there. There you go. Right, pick up your toolbox and walk through K-Leg Station and board your ship, docked at the airlock. Now, I'm only going to do what this tells me to do for a little bit, and then I'm going to do my own thing. There are many other things to do. Now, we've got a bunch of tools in here. These are kind of the bare essentials. We've got a screwdriver, we've got a hacksaw, and we've got a soldering iron. This is not a full tool set and would not allow us to fully maintain our ship. It would also not allow us to take a... Well, actually, no, the hacksaw would allow us to take it apart. But if you look at anything, you can see all the tags that it has. So, for example, this has a sharp edge. It's a structural cutter. The screwdriver is a flathead screwdriver, a Mortok screwdriver, and a Phillips screwdriver. It's got a sharp point. The soldering iron is a soldering tool. It's so it can do any jobs that require a soldering tool to do, it can do. But there are other tools, like you can get an electric drill, you can get a grinder, and they will make jobs faster in exchange for power. And there are much better tools elsewhere as well. Right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to thoroughly loot this place. Every tiny little place that we can loot in here. And right now, it's in real time. Generally speaking, notice that is seconds going along. Generally speaking, we will be doing stuff in fast time. But for now, we're going to stick in real time for a little bit. There's nothing in that bin. There is a lightweight body-hugging t-shirt in the Aavak mobile branding of black, blue, and silver. T-shirts are one of the few fashion statements you can make under a spacesuit. Very well. I want to know what that looks like. Is that better? Yes, I kind of like it more. We'll keep that one. It matters, chat. We've got the Polaris Rose t-shirt. We have got a Weber White t-shirt. Okay, well, I wanna make sure that we got the right t-shirt. Okay, it's important. Oh, I like that one. Very sporty. I prefer the rose. Right, we want to check out this bin. Now, there are lots of things. Right, okay, let me pause this for a second. There are lots of things you can do in this game. You could scrounge a living as a space rat collecting people's discarded cigarette butts and selling them at the scrap vendor if you wanted to. It's not a life that I would wish for anyone. There's no dignity in it, and we're not going to be pursuing that life ourselves. But it is something you could do. I am not one of these people who plays this game and hoards every bit of scrap and thus must collect everything. I am, however... Let's put it this way. When I'm faced with a locked door, whereas to some people that would be an impassable object, to me, it's an invitation. Now, I might not take the things that are behind the locked door because I have standards. But that locked door is a puzzle, and I like solving puzzles. I really want to learn this game, so thanks, Aavak. You're more than welcome. I think the word you're looking for are copper requisition expert. Are we revoking the Loot Goblin license? No. I'm actually an evolved Loot Goblin. I reserve space for premium loot. The lower tier loot, the bronze class adventurer loot goblins are the ones that collect all of the trash and the scrap cloth and sell it. I reserve my precious inventory space for components which will get me a few thousand at a time rather than a few pennies at a time. There is a difference. I'm still going to be carrying around a full inventory at all times. It's just my inventory is going to be better than yours. Loot Hobgoblin. I like that. I like that a lot, Leafin. That's fantastic. However, no, I would not be a Loot Hobgoblin. I would be a Loot Oni. Definitely. I'm many levels above Goblin at this point. I've been doing this for a long time. I've evolved. I've leveled up several times. Right. Did we check that one? I think we did, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Right, what have you got in the fridge? Water. That is actually very useful. Pop that on my hip pocket. No, I can't fit that on my hip pocket, unfortunately. Okay. The t-shirts, they're definitely worth picking up because I want t-shirts. Right. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, yes. There are lots of little events that pop up like this. The door to Kalek Station slides open and you're greeted by the familiar aroma of station vendor fare. Spot prawn stir-fry in suya curry. Kebab of chicken in a yaji spice rub. Szechuan beef with pink peppercorn. Your head knows that the meat is aquaponic or lab-grown or worse. But your heart tells you that anything prepared by human hands is better than Trench's chow. Tired-looking spaces circulate between the bunks, the refuel kiosk and the breaker yard, moving in and out of the gossamer haze of cigarette smoke that is a permanent fixture on the station. The smokes are Sangara Viceroys, the breaker brand of choice. Folks here will chain smoke them and unfiltered, no matter how many times Tamiwa execs find them for overworking the CO2 scrubbers. Your new ship is waiting in port, not far from the kiosk hub and scrap shop. Once you find it, you can finally undock from this rock. If you want to strip ships for salvage, all you need are the hand tools you own. But you'll need a welder to start remodeling and repairing hulls. Either way, if you're lucky, you can finally start making a living. Something beyond the corporate-sponsored rat race of breaking ships for daily wage. A life you can call your own. I'm a loot worm. Indeed. Okay, so they are maintaining the station. Notice how lots of the things around here are kind of busted. They are just going to go around and repair it over time. That was a little kind of like apartment. Got likewise over there, likewise up here. Notice I can't go through this door. The puzzle will be finding a time when I can do it when someone isn't watching me, because I can go through that door. Right. Now, another thing you'll notice, install is said right here. I would like to install this where it's telling me to, and that is right there. There we go. I'm going to use my soldering iron to install it. Or it might be my screwdriver, I'm not sure. It'll take me a little bit of time to do this, so we're going to speed things up. We can go into ultra fast mode if we want to. But even this only speeds it. Like, this game has a near enough real life time frame. But by doing that, we have now powered this door so we can go through it. However, it's dark. We can see because we've got our PDA in our hand. That is the only reason. Let's wander around a little bit. Okay, so we've got a rack over here. Let's find out what's in there. We've got a Halverson friction stir welder. A handheld friction stir tool suitable for welding in pressurized and vacuum environments. So this will allow us to repair hulls, flooring, such and such, as long as it's got charge. It is powered though, and the charge will run down, and then we'll need to repower it. There are lots of little things like this. That is a big thing for us to have. We now have more or less a full set of tools. There are a couple of other things that we are still going to want though. Now with our PDA in our hand, you can have a look over here. There are some things. Now this is where the cigarette stubs that I was talking about. But there is something over here. This is basically like a little smoker's alley back here. Now, some of the items here were not thrown away. That is a cigarette box with nothing in it. This is a cigarette box with something in it. And so that is worth me picking up. Cigarettes are worth a lot here. They are not junky loot. They are actually decent loot. But that one is an empty box, so we're not going to pick that one up. I'm just looking for something worthwhile. Though, honestly, I probably wouldn't sell the cigarettes. They're actually kind of good trade good. Good for making friends. Over here, we've got a Mariner Ayotimiwa t-shirt. I know I don't want that one. Scrap mechanical parts. Actually useful for repairing things. So that one we will collect. Can I stack this t-shirt? Yes, I can. Nice. Grab you. Pop that one in there. We'll pick up this t-shirt. Let me have a quick gander at what this is going to look like. No. What about you? A little bit too edgelord, honestly. Yeah, good enough. Right, any game I play is Fashion Souls eventually, so I am always going to stop to check out any t-shirts I can find. Always. Just in case they're better than the one I've currently got. Now that door up there, you can sort of see in there by hovering the cursor around. Now, there's no one nearby right now, so this is our chance. I could try and pry the door open, but the only reason it's not working is that the door doesn't have power. However, I would need a handheld wedge shaft, rigid and tough item. I do not have one of those. What I will show you is how to get one. There is usually an easy one to get. Again, this game rewards you poking around in places you're probably not meant to be. We've got some street vendors. Some good street food there. Got all kinds of places. We've got coolers. The atmosphere in here is actually being simulated and maintained. There are various alarms that'll check for CO2 buildup, the temperature, and they're connected to tools which will cool or heat or produce carbon scrubbing. All kinds of gubbins like that going on right now. A bunch of friendos having a bit of a chit chat. Some of them are law enforcement friendos, so not really friendos. Friends of opportunity at best. Drax, why not hack the door? An unpowered door. Okay, so Drax. I hate to break this to you, but it doesn't matter whether I got access rights to a door that doesn't have power. It still won't open. It's a tragic fact of life. I'm sorry to have to be the one to break this to you, but someone had to do it eventually. And that burden has fallen upon me. Right. Can we get... Oh, what? Part of me now wants to wear this shirt, considering now I know that it's worth 2,400 space bucks. But part of me also just wants to get the space bucks. That is one expensive ass t-shirt. I mean, I could sell the shirt off my back and then put that shirt on my back. I just found that lying. Okay, Fiery, not only did I find that lying around, I found it on the ground in Smoker's Alley. The most grungy, unlit, cigarette trash covered part of the station. I'm gonna keep it. I will sell it, but I will sell it for a better price somewhere. That might be wanted by someone. That being said, actually, I mean, 2,400 in my hand right now is worth more than the potential payout later. I accept. There you go. All right, that has cleared up my inventory a little bit. Ooh, framed. Find out what Lauren something needs. I could probably find out where she's at. Shipbreaker. Location. I'm here. I'm here live. I'm not a cat. She's on a ship. Yeah, she's on a ship somewhere. So that's not something for me to look at yet. Right, we've got a lot of kiosks here. There's Gig Nexus, there's the ferry down there. There's lots of things going on, but what we care about is getting onto our ship. Oh, seen better days though. It is a bit of a state. Toggle wear and tear info. Pressing X. Yeah, it's not great. That light is flickering. It's going to drive me nuts. Right, click the nav station to restore it. Remove some wear and tear. Okay. Oh god, yeah. That is quite badly damaged. So this is wear and tear. Within this green bar here, as long as there is a part of the green bar there, it is functional. It's just not functioning as well as it could. Once it drops into the red bar, it is broken. And now it will have greatly reduced function, or it simply won't work. So we can... have I linked it to my PDA? Let me make sure that it is nav linked. Nav link. I am linked, okay. I can rename the ship. You know what? Let's rename the ship. Matten. What should we name our ship, Matten? If you're still here. And yeah, Winged Flames, 21 minutes ago, I was going to bring this up a little bit later when I saw people saying, oh my god, 5k for 24 hours as a ripoff. There is a knack with this, and I actually oddly think that not many people know it. I see a lot of people running their license until it expires, but if you sell it back to them before it expires, you get a good chunk of that money back. And Wings Flame says, make sure you get back to K-Leg before your salvage pass expires. You can sell back active passes for about 50% of the purchase value, no matter how much time is left on them. I think it's actually even higher than 50%. Though maybe there are various factors that will diminish it. But as long as you sell it back while it's still active, you will get a good chunk of the money back. So those passes actually are a lot less expensive than you might think. Okay, Martin isn't here, so I'm gonna redeem their naming game. Anyone in chat who wants to name this, use a naming game to get it, and then give me the name you want the ship to have. It can be your name if you want. Butters Ray is in there. Butters Ray, what would you like the vessel name to be? The Good Ship Lollipop. You want the full name to be the Good Ship Lollipop, or just the ship should be Lollipop? Okay, the Good Ship Lollipop it is. It shall strike fear into the hearts of would-be pirates. Mok and Manufa feels in control of their destiny. Marvelous. Right, let's restore some of this then. We'll just do this for a little bit. Now, eventually, we're going to want to do a lot of restoration in here. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to want to do. Let's have a look. What have we got? This is... Oh, we got a bin down there. Nice. A bin as in like a storage bin. Got plenty of room for bits and bobs. Got a poster there. Use the nav station to take a look at local space. Cancel action. Use the nav station. Now, this is where the cassette futurism comes in. The game doesn't really have a tutorial that teaches you about these controls. It's kind of like... what is that? What is that like diesel punk game where you're using like flying ships with engines? It's kind of like a war game. High Fleet. It's very much like that. If you want something to do something, you have to click the switch, turn the knob, so on and so forth. And I love it about this. I love High Fleet for the same reason. So don't crash. This is your tutorial on how to do it. RCS maneuvering is flying mode. Map controls allows you to move the map around. Click target, rotate to brake. To bearing 0. So docking checklist. Fly to target, leave room to slow down. Exclamation mark. When range is less than 5 kilometers, switch to docking screen. Comms, hail the ship, select the target ship, request clearance. Line up the rings, approach at velocity less than 100 meters a second. When the lights are green, click clamps. Ninja shots for everyone. Everyone survived. Hooray! Cheat sheet. POR, nearest biggest gravity well. VREL, relative velocity. VCRS, cross velocity, sideways. Range, RNG. Don't worry, someone's just moving close near us. It's fine, it'll happen a lot. Delta V, someone's just moving close to the station. Remaining fuel in meters a second. RCS, reaction control system, thrust. ETA, estimated time to arrival. Click that down. There we are. Umbra just did a flyby. This is the asteroid we're on. This is the station. This is us. This is the things that are immediately around us. And we're going to keep going. These are other ships doing other things. These are other stations. These are other things. Other nav buoys. We're going to keep going, though, because we're not done. We're going to keep going. We're now moving out very far. We are now moving into astronomical units. These are other places we can go with other things to do there. Whole ass stations that we can go and interact with and do trading runs with and get citizenship at. So yes, this is a big game. This is a very big game. Right, we're back to the local area. Do not crash your ship into the thing you are trying to dock with. It tends to end poorly. Yes, yes. The thing that KSB taught us as well. Big game with Newtonian. Yeah, Newtonian physics is your friend in this game. Don't have much fuel? Don't keep accelerating then. Simply apply thrust in the direction that you want to be. As long as you've got enough supplies to survive that long, just let Newton do the work for you. You're now moving in that direction. There's nothing to slow you down except gravity wells. And as long as you're outside the reach of those, then yeah, just coast. You don't need to keep applying more thrust. If you want to, you'll get there faster. But remember that however much thrust it took you to get there, you need about as much thrust to slow down once you arrive. Start slowing. If you have been applying constant thrust, then you need to start applying constant thrust in the opposite direction once you're about halfway there. Newtonian physics is also your enemy. It's not the fall that kills you. It's the sudden stop at the end, indeed. Right. So everything in here does something. I'm not going to cover it until we're actually doing something with it. But we can go into map controls and then we can do all sorts of things on here. But I don't want to. Right now, I could try and use my RCS to move around, but I'm currently clamped onto the station. It wouldn't be fun. So we're going to switch to comms. Thunk. This is the docking rings it was talking about. Click the hail ship button. Hail ship. There are ships nearby. All sorts of things going on, but it wants me to talk to K-Leg, the station we're on. And then it wants me to request undocking clearance. No, this is where we stop following the tutorial. I've got other things I want to do. First and foremost, I want to see what I've got on this ship. This is the transponder. Don't ever turn your transponder off unless you know what you're doing. The police tend to not like it when there are ships flying around who aren't broadcasting who they are and what they're up to. However, if you're about to do something that you don't want the police knowing, turn your transponder off. Just be prepared for what happens next. All right, we've got a bulkhead bin over here. That's kind of cool. I don't need my suit right now. However, there is a work light on my suit that I would like. I'm going to leave this here. I don't need it with me. I might need this with me, though. So I'm going to keep that. Right, we're going to now flop this work light into my hand. Right, we're going to leave this down here. Now, we've got a couple of seats that I wouldn't mind. I don't intend to use this as a passenger barge. So there's every probability that I'm simply going to take those seats apart and sell them. But we'll get to that. Now, I've not really touched on most of this place, but there was one thing I did say I was going to come back to, and so, you know, I am a man of my word. We're going to do that. Now, it's a little bit darker now that I'm not holding my PDA. My PDA was the thing that was giving me light. But fear not, I can turn on my work light. But darkness is quite often your friend in this game. you're going to be a bit of a potch, aren't you? Could I distract you from your job? I'm feeling selfish. Why are we feeling selfish right now? Hello. Right, I want to have a bit of a chat. They're dirty. Ugh. I could offer a smoke. So give us altruism. And would give them contact. So like, you know, social contact. Ask them what's up. Increases my respect, self-worth. Oh, sorry, whatever that was. Oh, show trick was what was doing that. Flirt, playful threat. I wish this would kind of pin. Expand. Yeah, there we go. Let's expand it all. There we are. That's a lot easier to work with. I want to... No, that wasn't what... Oh, God damn it. I wanted the other one. Fine, wherever. I offered Alice Webb a smoke. Are they going to stop what they're doing and interact? Or... They might do. They might be really focused on restoring the vent right now. Might need to wait a bit. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to be focusing on this. Let's have a look at that vent. How badly damaged is it? It's almost finished. You know what? I can do other things for a little bit. Never mind. We are going to slow down time, though. Now, I really want to get in there, but I don't want them to see me do it. Actually, I wonder, can they see me? Or will I be in more or less complete darkness once I'm down here? Oh, I am in complete darkness. There is a small chance this goes badly. Oh, actually, no, this one isn't powered. Never mind then. This one isn't powered. I wonder, where could I steal some power from? Power going all the way around there. I need some power conduits. Let's see. Can I buy some from the supplies? I can almost certainly get some from a couple of places, but I'm not going to vandalize the station just yet. Because you can easily end up venting the station, which is hilarious, but also not really conductive to a healthy life. Ooh, backpack. Huge. Gonna take. Send that to my personal inventory. Smart crate, that's cool, but not what we need. I could buy a crowbar, but we're not going to, for reasons. There are a couple of things here, though. What I would love is a conduit. Can't afford an EVA suit. They are expensive. No. Okay, that is a shame. There's manuals here. Fusion manual there. Blister seals. Okay, that's not amazing, but it'll do. I will just go ahead and buy the backpack for now, because that is great. It is much bigger than the tote that we've got. We're going to want to pop this in the small pouches on the tote. Can I not put the tote in the backpack? That's a little bit frustrating. I can carry it at the very least, but... Alright. That tote will probably end up being... you know what? This is taking up a lot of room that I don't need it to. Instead, I'm going to move all of my tools across to the tote. And then I'm going to divest myself of the... Actually, I want that on my hip pocket. I'm going to get rid of the toolbox for now. We don't need to be carrying this around. I'll just leave her on the ship. At the station, they need some fresh air. Vacuum, I mean, a fresh vacuum. That's right. Fresh vacuum, very important. All right, so I'm just going to leave this on the ground. Remember, though, that this takes up 2 tiles, but... actually, that's a bad place. It takes up 2 tiles, but only... but gives 3 tiles worth of inventory. So it's actually a net gain of 1 tile's worth of inventory by using that. Ooh, some bins. Or racks, rather. Double rack. Nothing in there that I want. There are all sorts of things around here. There are some racks over there. This is very much a hackable door, but there are people wandering by at a constant rate. I would rather somewhere a little bit more discreet for me to hack. What we got over here? Kiosk over there. Got all sorts of things. This is the real estate kiosk if I wanted a house here. It's got a coffee machine for people like Leafin. Now, generally speaking, people aren't too happy if you start hacking stuff. Don't know why, but, you know, there we are. Nothing in that bulkhead bin. What about this one? Sorry, I was doing something. What about me? I pointed out the coffee machines for people like you. Oh. Heat sinks. I will take those. A loose floor. And a spare screen. These components are actually quite useful. I know that some people will sell them. But I tend to collect them. Oh. That is... That's a wall section. Scrap steel, though, we'll take. I will drag the wall section. So someone just brought a whole ass wall component here and just left it. I mean, I'm going to claim the time-honored tradition of finders keepers on that one.